Hey guys, welcome back to Andyland. It's your girl Andy. Today for day 7 of our Valentine's Day countdown, I'm doing this lavish, luxe, high glam, Euphoria-esque. I just started watching that show. We can talk about that another time. Look, if you missed any of the other looks in our Valentine's Day countdown, the link to the playlist will be in the corner. If you would like to see how I got this look, let's first of all make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the other videos in this countdown, and keep watching. Going in with my NYX Brow Glue. It's literally the #1 step in all my videos. If you haven't watched any of my videos, this just helps put my brow hairs into place. Then I'm going to do my brows using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Chocolate and their 7B brush, starting with creating the shape of my brow, starting underneath, then going and filling it all in. To clean up underneath my brows, I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C13. I'm taking that with a flat brush and then using a buffing brush to blend it out. Luckily, since the shade is close to my skin tone, it blends in pretty nicely. I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo Concealer in the shade Tan Latte to prep my eyes for a shadow. I'm so excited for this look today. When you have bright colors like I'm doing today, you always want to make sure your base is super light. Even though I kind of always use a light base just to be on the safe side, because some days I just really don't know what direction I'm going in. But on days when you're doing vibrant colors, you definitely want a lighter base to help those pigments to stand out. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette. The first color I'm going in with is that light pink. It is called Supreme, and I'm taking that into my crease and blending it out towards my brow. Going back into the same palette, I'm going to take the color Pinker, the darker, dustier pink, right next to the first shade we used. I really want this look to be really blown out, really fun, really flirty, so I'm taking it to the outer corner and to the inner corner as well. I'm taking that first shade we used, Supreme, and I'm going to go right back into my crease just to make sure everything is smoked out and blended well. It is okay to go in with brushes multiple times, with shades multiple times, just to make sure you get the blend you want. Taking the same concealer by e.l.f. that we used to prime our lids, I'm taking that into the middle of my lid space. I'm kind of doing like a halo cut crease type of vibe, so I'm really just placing it in the middle of my eye and then blending it out towards the sides. Once I've cut my crease, I'm going to go back in with the shades that I used, the Supreme and Pinker, just to blend out the sides of that concealer so it's not super harsh. Using the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette, I'm going to take that really cute hot pink. I'm trying to focus it because you guys can't really see the pigment, but it's that pink in the middle, and I'm going to plop that on to where I applied that concealer. I'm going to pat it on and then use a brush to blend out the edges. wasn't really feeling the dark pink on the inner corner, so I went into the James Charles palette and took the shade Pinkity Drinkity. It's a light, really light pink, and I placed that on the inner corner. You always want to be sure that the colors that you place on your eye can blend in seamlessly, so you'll see me always going back and forth between brushes and colors. That's just to make sure that the blend is nice. So I'm first reapplying the pink that we use on the lid shade, and then I'll go back in with the brush that I use on the inner corner, and then a fluffier brush just to make sure all the edges of everything are blended in together. So go back and forth as many times as you need until you get the desired outcome. I'm done with the eyes for now, so we can start with the skin. I'm going to prime my skin using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer and putting that all over my face, really working it into the skin to make sure that my foundation will stay on nicely. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation in the shade 12.5 Neutral today. This is a nice matte foundation, gives off a really beautiful finish, and I'm patting that into the skin, and look how like refreshed, even though it's like matte, it's still like such a skin like finish. It's just a really beautiful foundation. I'm going to go in with my damp e.l.f. face sponge and then pat along my face to make sure there's no brush strokes, absorb any excess product, and make sure my blend is impeccable. And then I'm going to spray my face using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray and pat that in with my brush. To conceal, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Concealer in the shade C13. This is the same shade we use to clean up our brows. I'm taking that underneath my eye, around my mouth, just to cover any dark spots and add some extra coverage. Then I'm going to pat that in with a brush. And when I get underneath my eyes, I always start on the outer edge of the concealer first and then work my way towards the inner corner. Once my concealer is blended the way I want, I'm going to go in with my foundation brush on the outer edges just to ensure that it is nice and seamless and everything blends together beautifully. Boom! To highlight, I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Warm Sand. I'm taking that underneath my eye, but not like close to the inner corner. I'm going to take the shade C12 in the Makeup Revolution concealer directly under my eye. So when they blend out together, it's going to be flawless. For contour, I'm using the Juvia's Place foundation stick in the shade Katsina. And then we're going to pat, 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 back and forth and blend. When you get up to your cheeks, you want to make sure that you're blending upwards. And when you get to your forehead, I kind of do a little bit of blending into my hairline just because I don't want my edges looking like a whole different color. But I try to bring it down towards my forehead. To blend up my nose, I go in with a smaller brush and blend up into my brow and then down towards the tip of my nose. And then I always try to give my nose like a little button, which is why you see that line kind of in the middle on the tip, just to make sure that my nose is still defined and not just a flat looking surface. I'm using the e.l.f. sponge to blend out the concealer underneath my eye. It should be nice and tacky now, which should give me a beautiful coverage and finish. And pat, pat, patting, pat, pat, patting. And if anything gets awry, I take the booty of the sponge and just pat it back down into place. As we did before, I'm going to use my foundation brush and go over everything on my face to make sure that the blend is seamless and there's not an obvious line of demarcation anywhere. To set my under eye, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder in Fair. Mine broke when I was in Charlotte. I'm very upset, but I'm applying this with a brush. I'm patting it in under my eye. It is a really light powder, but because today was like super glam, super extra, I wanted to go light and I wanted to be, I don't know. I just really wanted to use a pressed powder today. So I am using a pressed powder and just pressing that in. I'm going in with the Sephora Microsmooth powder in the shade Deep 56, taking that all over my face, including the highlighted parts, just to make sure there's a seamless blend. I'm using the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. I'm taking that same pink that we use in the center of our eye, and I'm taking it to my lower lash line. I'm applying it with a flat brush and then blending it in. So I want to pat on the pigment first till it's the shade I want, and then I'm going to go in with the two other shades that we use from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and blend those in on either corner. I know we didn't bake today, so I'm going in straight with bronzer. I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Coco Naughty, taking that to everywhere we contoured. I didn't bake because I wasn't going out in this look, and I was actually filming another look right after. And y'all know I love powder, so I was about to start wasting it. I mean, I love y'all, but no. Using a smaller brush, I'm going to define my nose contour with that same Fenty Beauty bronzer, taking it up into my brows, and then not forgetting the tip and that little button thing that I like to do just to make sure my nose don't look crazy. I hate it when it looks like, you know, you drove a car straight down your face. Like, no. Then I'm going to spray my face using the Professional Super Setter by Benefit Cosmetics and pat that in with a brush. I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Stiletto Mascara to coat my lashes. This is going to prep them. I wanted them kind of prepped and semi-straight before I went in with the rhinestones, which is going to be like honestly the most fun part. So I got these rhinestones from Michaels, and this is my clear duo lash glue. I'm first going to take the glue and I'm going to dot everywhere where I want to put one of the crystals. Using the tweezers, I'm going to take the crystals and apply them directly to the little glue dots. Now, some people have these little cute little stick things. I can't find mine. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest, to tell you guys. But I was perfectly cool using my tweezers and just plopping those on the glue. It was just a little messy. Like, I got rhinestones all over my floor, all over myself. I'm pretty sure there's still rhinestones hidden on the floor somewhere. But, I mean, for the look, you know what I'm saying? We got to do what we got to do. Now the rhinestones are on and looking gorgeous. I mean, look at those. I wanted them all assorted sizes and no like particular order or anything. I just really wanted it to look beautiful, and I think it does. Look. So now we got to put the lashes on. So I'm taking that same Duo Lash Glue because it's clear, and I'm going to apply that to my lash line. My lashes curl so bad that this is the only way that I can put on lashes. I'm going to put it on my actual lashes, and then I'm going to apply it to the band of the false lash. Once that's a little tacky, I can plop them on using my tweezers. The Duo Lash Glue is clear, so it's going to dry clear, which won't, you know, mess up anything with the shadow that I put on. The other glue that I like from the hair store is a black glue, so if I were to use it, I usually use it when I use liner for that reason. Whew, and she's fire! Fire! I'm gonna apply some rhinestones to kind of like my under eye, upper cheek area. I'm only gonna do 3, so I'm placing the glue down, and then I'm gonna do the same thing using my tweezers and applying the rhinestones. Once those are on, I can go ahead and use the mascara, the Maybelline Lash Stiletto mascara, on my lower lashes. I'm lining my lips with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Espresso. I'm going to top that with the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Peaches and Cream. Y'all, I did that. I did that. What? Tell me nothing. I mean, I did that, okay? Look at what? I'm going to spray my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And I'm going to let that air dry. And then go in and place my Fenty Beauty highlighter. I'm using the shades Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. And I'm going to do my little exclamation point. You already know. On my nose. And look. She gorgeous. Like. Oh, and then I also decided to put some in my inner corner, just because I was already blinging. So why not just go the extra mile? Like, I'm gonna use my sponge this time to tone it down just a tad bit, but boom, 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 and bada bing, bada boom. This is the final look, you guys. Honestly, probably one of my favorite looks. I don't get to do looks like this often, so this was a joy. If you guys like this look, please be sure to let me know in the comment box below. Everything I used on my face will be in the description box below as well. Don't forget to check out the other videos in this Valentine's Day series. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Bye!